20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So throw off the bowline, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Mark Twain. These are the sources I use to help me find quotes. My 3 topics are battling an unknown killer, the background and accomplishments, and children and overcoming obstacles. There are things that we never want to let go of, people we never want to leave behind, but keep in mind that letting go isn't the end of the world, it's the beginning of a new life. Unknown. When my grandmother died, this is the poem that was read at her funeral, and it's something that she actually enjoyed. The author, Linda Ellis, is one of her favorites. It says, I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth, and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left. They can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? Okay, my grandmother died from a disease called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, and it just means scarring or thickening of the lungs without a known cause. The stiffening of the lungs makes it hard to breathe, and it worsens with time if there's no cure for it that they know of. They do have medications that help it not be so painful and maybe slow down the progress, but eventually it does turn to fatality. My grandmother's name was Erin Kirkman. She went by Jan, or Grandma. She was diagnosed with her disease, I want to say about a year before she died, so January 2010. She passed away January 4th, 2011 at Scott and White Hospital in Temple. So who was this woman? What was her life like? It takes a lot of courage to show your dreams to somebody else. Irma Bombeck. Her background and accomplishments included her birth, of course. She was born July 1st, 1936 in Shelbyville, Indiana. She graduated Butler University with a BA in English and a minor in journalism. In 1958, she married my grandfather, William Kirkman, who goes by Bill. They own 3 family businesses: KHLB AM/FM radio station in Texas Hill Country, Pearl Vision Centers of San Antonio, and Travel Easy from Marble Falls. She loved reading. Irma Bombeck, who's a humorist, author, and poet, you'll see the quotes that I present in the slideshow, is her favorite author of all time. She loves traveling. She's been to over 40 countries. A really amazing thing that she's been so many places. Everyone always talks about her charisma and her humor and her kindness. She always used to quote Irma and say, if you can't make it better, you can laugh at it. She was always smiling, always laughing, and always kind to others. She was a professional motivational speaker. She spoke for groups such as the Highland Lake Social Club, the Kingsland Chamber of Commerce, and the Lambda Nu sorority. She was the fundraising chair for the Aqua Boom Festival in Kingsland, which was a yearly festival that they threw, and it was on the lake, and it was a huge deal. And above all that, she was a woman of God, and she was very devoted to going to church every Sunday and passing on things that she learned with her family members. Children make your life important. Irma Bombeck. Above all, she loved being a mom. She had 4 kids: Kevin, Kelly, Kent, and Keith. She was a natural grandmother, is what everybody always said. She gave the best hugs, made the best cookies,
We always looked forward to Thanksgiving because she made the best food. She had many grandchildren: Stephen, Jenny, Kyle, Erin, Tyler, John, Jeff, Jenna, Jacob, and Kelsey. And that's not including our step-cousin, Lauren, but Grandma treated her just like the rest of us. She was a smoker, but she quit in the 1970s, which I personally believe that that is a huge accomplishment on its own. So I pride her in that. That's amazing. In 1976, a life-changing event happened for her. Her next-door neighbor, Mr. Dar, went into cardiac arrest suddenly when he was trying to rescue a calf from his wired fence. That motivated her to learn CPR, but of course my grandmother, not doing things halfway, wanted to do more, so she got certified to teach others CPR, and then on top of that became certified to certify others to teach CPR. This helped her to do many things in her life. She had a friend named Barbara Schick, who was the Northeastern ISD, one of the board members. She convinced her to allow my grandmother to go into high school and teach high school students for 19 years of service. She changed tens of thousands of students' lives because she taught them how to do CPR, and even now she's saving lives every day. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me, or move on back. In conclusion, my grandmother never took any time for granted. She traveled the world and she volunteered and she raised a family. She made a difference. She celebrated the life she was given and was happy, and that's the whole point in being alive. From the background and accomplishments in her life and the children she raised and the grandchildren she raised, and the obstacles she overcame and the killer disease that she sadly could not rise above, she never stopped fighting. She never stopped loving. She was a woman of truth, sincerity, and beauty, and I am proud to call her mine.